Frank is a relative of yours known for not spending money wisely. Frank asks you for money every year. Last year you gave Frank $7,306. Instead of handing him all that in cash, you decide to put some additional money towards food for Frank, an alarm system to keep Frank safe, books and technology for Frank, getting Frank some transportation, and a few other items to improve Frank's life and business. This year's total comes out to $7,408 for Frank, over $100 more than last year. Now imagine that when asked how much you helped him, Frank says that you didn't and you only gave him 47 cents. It would be outrageous, right? Per Frank funding was $100 more this year, not 47 cents. Well, that is exactly what the union bosses and their media allies are trying to get you to believe when it comes to K-12 education spending. So how did they create this 47-cent myth? Simple. They are taking the bare minimum of one piece of the education budget and declaring it the sum total of K-12 education funding. Hard to believe? Well, here's a list of just some of the things that the union bosses and their media allies don't count as education spending. These programs alone total more than $254 million. It includes an increase in the teacher classroom supply allocation to $300 per teacher. It includes nearly $161 million for safe schools. It also includes money for funding compression, spending specifically requested by school superintendents. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. There is over $3 billion in class size reduction spending. Then there are the tens of millions of dollars spent on the Best and Brightest Teacher Bonus Program that rewards about 154,000 teachers with bonuses. Also not included in the 47-cent myth are the tens of millions of dollars allocated for additional school security. And when districts say they need to cut bus service or other essential activities, what they won't tell you is that nearly $15 billion, or 70% of education spending, is unrestricted. That means school districts decide where that money goes. Working Floridians who pay for our schools aren't fooled. To most Floridians, if it walks like education spending, and talks like education spending, and comes out of their wallet like education spending, then it's education spending. And while it's unfortunate the media parrots what they hear from the union bosses, are we surprised? The fact is, funding per student is over $100 at minimum. And we did all of that in a school system where less than 55% of school district employees are classroom teachers. That's right. These other employees include over 1,100 social workers, 31,000 paraprofessionals, 22,000 clerical and secretarial workers, and nearly 45,000 service workers. That's why we put the $100 increase in per student funding directly into the classroom, bypassing the bureaucracy. Needless to say, the bureaucrats are not happy. To them, it's not about kids, it's about control. But none of this is in dispute, and no amount of hocus pocus can change this reality. The truth is, your Florida House provided more resources for education this year than ever before. But we put that money in the room with a blackboard, rather than with a bureaucrat. So while school districts claim poverty, they managed to find tens of thousands of dollars for lawsuits. One thing is certain, your Florida House will take on any obstacle and endure any slander to ensure our children receive a world-class education. An education where students learn that facts are stubborn things and that the truth matters.